It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. Kicking off the show tonight, we heard Megadeth with Almost Honest, and of course, the legendary Lemmy from Motorhead there with Bad Religion, and a guy who knows a little bit about religion, good and bad. It's my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, sir? How we doing?
Good. Are those your drunk guy glasses?
No, I'm recovered, but but no, these are just I trying a different pair of blue. I hated the way the other blue blocks looked, so I bought another pair.
I see.
I'm trying these. These look a little better anyway.
Yeah.
Still kind of glary on the screen, but
yeah, I can see your computer screen and your glasses.
Yeah, well, I guess people will see my porn if I decide to watch them during the show.
Yeah, well, we're looking at the porn taking place right behind you.
Yeah, well, no, that's just she's dressed. I'm just got dirty old man in the bar. Got the stripper in the back.
Yeah. you need to start waving your dollar bills. Maybe she'll come over.
Maybe later in the show I'll bring her over.
Yeah, swing your panties in the air.
That's right.
Yeah. When's the last time you went to a strip club?
Oh boy.
Was it in Lima?
Yeah.
What was it called? The Landing Strip? Was that
the Landing Strip? That was probably 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
I can't remember the last time I actually went to a dancer bar. You know, I will bet you that it was 2000 and nope, I'll take it back. Now I remember when I went. It was kind of against my will. I really didn't want to go, but this guy that friend of mine or acquaintance, I'll just call him an acquaintance of mine, that I had met here. He was kind of a he was kind of like a self-made. I don't know what his financial status was, but he owned an iron working company.
Okay.
And so it seemed like probably every couple of years he would get a brand new Corvette.
Okay.
And he would go to the local Applebee's. I would go there and have lunch, and his name was Art, and he and I were almost the same age.
Okay.
And of course, when I went in there to have lunch, he'd always be in there drinking all the time.
Sure.
You know, he'd get off work, I don't know, 2:00 in the afternoon, and he'd be there. His biggest deal, which was really weird because they didn't even serve it, but they would keep it there there for him. He would drink beer, and then he would do shots of Rumpelmans.
What's his name? John Drake?
Well, I don't know. Is that what John?
John is big into the Rumpelmans.
Oh, see, I never had it before this, and so they kept it. You know, it was kind of like Goldschlager, right?
Tastes like NyQuil to me.
Yeah. It's just a minty, heavy
shit.
Yeah, exactly. So they would keep it in the freezer just for him.
Right.
And he would sit there, and I'd come in and I'd be having lunch or something, and he'd oh man, how's it going, man? What's new in the rock world, man? You know, he's one of those guys, you know. And so we'd kind of shoot the shit a little bit about the show and, you know, what I knew about what's going on with music and so on and so forth. And he'd sit there and, you know, drink his beers and dude, you got to do a shot of Rumpelmans with me. You got to do a shot. I was like, come on, man, I got to go to work. You know, I'm working. I don't have time to sit here and kick back booze, you know, and dude, just one, man, just one, you know, so I'd do one with him. But anyway, I was there kind of late in the afternoon one time. It was like 3:30 in the afternoon. And I was having like a late lunch, and he was in there, and he was getting pretty soused. He had just bought this brand new, I think it was a 2000 and I'm gonna think it was I think it was a 2008 Corvette, brand new 6-speed stick shift, yellow Corvette, and he was just like, there's this dancer bar here, you know, it's kind of like in a bad part, you know, just kind of run down called Deja Vu. I guess it's sort of like I think it's a franchise,
right?
As I've seen him around, you know, other parts of the country. Deja Vu. And he goes, dude, let's go to the Vu, man, let's go to the Vu. You know, and I'm just like, I
No.
know he goes, he's like, well, dude, I'll let you drive my car. It's like, what am I, a chick on a date here? I'll let you drive
Oh,
your
can I please? Can I please?
He goes, come on, man, come on. I can't, I'm too fucked up to drive. You could drive my car. We'll go to the VU. I was just like, oh man. So this was when I was still working with my brother-in-law.
Right.
My sister was working with us too, and she was at the office. So I called my sister. I say, hey, listen, I'm not coming back today. Just, lock up for me and stuff. So I get in his car and we go up to the Deja Vu, and it's in the afternoon. It's like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Not like a ton of shit going on there.
Right.
Dude, we walk into this place, and the only reason he wanted to go there, I guess, because it's another one of those places that that he would frequent. So, the people there knew him. Well, the only reason he would go there is because he would go up to the DJ booth and pick the music.
Okay.
So he would go up to the DJ booth and he'd be the guy picking all the rock songs,
Right.
because he got to play DJ or whatever. And so I'm like, kind of like watching, dude. I have never seen such heifers on a stage before.
Right.
I guarantee you, the two or three dancers that were up there,
Mhm.
I guarantee you, they tipped the scales between 180 and 230.
Nice
They,
linebacker night at the strip club.
they were big chicks, man,
Right.
big chicks. And I'm just like, holy fuck, look at this. I'd never seen such heifers on stage before, you know, and it was just like, oh man. And again, the reason he went wasn't because he wanted to go see the strippers. He wanted to go up there and play DJ.
Right.
You know, I'm just like, oh dude, come on. Listen, I gotta go. Let's
Right.
let's go. So we might have hung out there an hour, until he got his fill of, playing the music and whatever. And then I drove his car back to my
Yeah.
car, and then I left him be, and I was just like, oh my God. So that was probably around 2008. So
Dude,
that's
when he was playing the songs, did he come back to the table and be like, "Dude, do you know those guys in Poison that we just played? Do you know those guys?"
no, he didn't do that. He was up at the DJ booth the entire time,
No.
and just picking the songs and stuff. It was like his personal jukebox or something, but it was just like, come on, dude, let's go. Come on.
No.
Like I got to get out of this place. I got the case. I feel like something is crawling on me.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, ugh, gross.
Gotta love those dirty strip clubs.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the last time I'd been in a stripper bar was, yeah, at least 14 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, it's been like 9 for me. It was
Yeah.
whenever it was that I went to the landing strip, and I talked about it on the show, so I guess if you wanna find out exactly when, you could look it up, but yeah, that was the last time for me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, that's the last time I can think of that I've set foot in one of those places. Now there was one, and may be there. I don't know, because this was 20, yeah, at least 20 years ago.
Mhm.
Um, long-haired Mike and I
Okay.
went to the place up there in Akron. What was the name of that place? Something horse.
Crazy
Uh,
Horse?
no, it's not the Crazy Horse.
Platinum
Uh,
Horse?
Platinum Horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Platinum Horse. It was up on Waterloo Road in Arlington is where
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
at.
I've been there.
And it used to be a nightclub. Years ago, it was called the Reds. I think it was called Reds
Mhm.
Club or something, and they turned it into this quote unquote gentleman's club.
Sure.
And I told this story years ago, but both long haired Mike and I were hanging out. We both had broken up with our respective chicks that same week.
Okay.
And he was all bummed, and he's like, dude, I'm so depressed. I don't know what to do, man. Let's just go out. Let's just go out. I'm just like, well, where do you want to go? And first of all, we went to this place called Moonbeams or some shit like that. I don't know. It was north of you on 91 there,
Okay.
up
Mhm.
toward going toward Hudson.
Okay.
I
Mm,
can't remember that moon something or other. I can't
mm,
remember what it was.
okay. I don't know.
And
I have no
and we
idea.
went in there, and every girl in there was as flat as a board. These chicks, none of them had any boobs. None
Right.
of them. It was the weirdest thing, man. I've never seen so many flat-chested chicks in all my life being dancers.
Should have renamed the club A Cup.
Exactly. So we got bored with that pretty quick, and so he says, "Hey, let's go to the Platinum Horse," and it's like, okay, well, so we took a drive up there, and so this was my hair was probably like twice as long as it is now, and of
Okay.
course, long-haired Mike had really long hair, and we both
Sure.
kind of looked like rocker dudes and stuff. Well, apparently, Janie Lane, when he was living back in town,
Mhm.
he was frequenting that place.
Okay.
And I guess he kind of had a thing for one of the chicks that worked there or something.
Sure.
And so me and long-haired Mike, we're walking up to this place, and the bouncer door guy there, he goes, "Oh, you must be friends of Janie's. Come on in."
All right.
And he didn't ask for a cover, no ID, nothing. He just like opened up the door and just let us in.
Right.
Never even asked. He goes, "Oh, you must be friends of Janie's."
Yep.
We just breezed on through there.
Nice.
And it was a fairly new place at the time. And
Okay.
it was a pretty decked out, pretty cool place. It was real, I didn't feel like it was like some dirty diving club.
Sure.
It was actually a pretty cool place. And there was a girl there. She was a character. And man, she was this little petite gal, nice build on her, just built for sex.
Mhm.
And she paid special attention to us, but man, I've never seen a girl do such acrobats on the stripper pole.
Right.
This little chick could scramble up that pole like a monkey. you know she would shimmy up that pole. They had this bar hanging from the ceiling almost like a trapeze bar,
Sure.
and she would scramble up that pole, flip herself upside down, hook her feet into this like trapeze thing, and
Right.
she'd be
Swinging around.
she'd be swinging above the stage,
Nice.
but she'd swing back over the pole. Then she'd come back down the pole head first
Nice.
to where she got down to the very bottom at the stage on her head, and then she'd do a split and then flip back over, and she'd go, "Whee!"
Nice.
She was a trip to watch, man. I got the biggest kick out of just watching her.
That's hilarious.
She was just like a little monkey
Right.
scrambling around there, and she was just a lot of fun, and she'd come over and hang out with us and just chit chat and just all smiles and just happy. She was fairly young, so she didn't quite have the jaded thing going on.
Right.
She was just as friendly as can be, man. But as far as like going to strip clubs and stuff, that was probably one of the better experiences because
Sure.
that chick was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I never was a huge strip club fan, believe it or not. Me, Mr. Porn guy, but
Yeah,
it,
me either. I can probably count on one hand, maybe six, maybe seven times in my entire life that I've gone to a strip club. Because, like you, it's just not my thing. I
yeah.
just, yeah, it's whatever.
I've been a bunch of times, but I bet you there have not been 2 times where it was like my idea.
Well,
I'll
it's
bet.
never been my idea.
Yeah.
I've always been dragged along, or oh, come on, man, let's go.
Yeah. Let's check it out, dude. Yeah. No. Checking it out means that I lose $100 for nothing, for literally nothing.
Yeah. Well, the only time that I ever went on my own
Mhm.
is when I lived out in California. Everybody talked about the Crazy Horse Saloon.
Okay.
Got to go to the Crazy Horse. Got to go to the
Sure.
Crazy Horse. So it was on the north end of Vegas, and
Mhm.
I was out that way. I used to go to Vegas fairly frequently, and I thought, well, I've never been to this Crazy Horse. I'm going to check it out, see what the big deal was about it.
Sure.
Wasn't a big deal.
No.
There wasn't anything going on that
Dude,
was,
it's all the same. It's
yeah,
all the same. It's girls that think that they're hotter than they are, and it's dummies that don't get any good pussy, so they throw a lot of money at the fucking average pussy. And then they go home and tell their buddies about how they just about fucked that supermodel that was at the strip club. Right? Is that not what a strip club experience is every time?
I would imagine. I would imagine, but for me, it's just like okay. And the thing is that I have never seen. Well, I won't say never. It's been rare when I
Mhm.
actually saw a really attractive girl that worked there. They were either a little used up
Right.
or they really weren't stripper material, if you
Yeah,
know what I mean.
sure.
And then some of them were just average plain Janes, and it's like,
Mhm.
nothing special here.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the talent pool is gonna get a whole lot less now that the government's gonna pick up all of the college tuition now because these girls won't have to work their way through college anymore.
Yeah, I'm working my way through college.
Yeah, not anymore, it's free. Free!
Exactly.
Come up with another excuse, whore.
Funny. Yeah, the chick pool was not exactly what you saw in the girls video.
Oh, no, no, no. No, and God forbid you go do you ever do the afternoon strip club? Oof,
No.
that's poor.
Well,
That's really poor.
that's what I said when I went to the deja vu with art. It was, late afternoon, 3:30, four
Yeah.
o'clock, and it's just like, oof.
The only time I can really think that I went to an afternoon was me and Georgetta got in a huge fucking fight one night, and I was like or one day, and I
Well,
was
gee,
like,
that's a surprise. That never
"Yeah,
happened.
no, that never happened." It was that one time that we got in a huge fucking fight, and I just was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." And I went and I drove around, and it got to be like lunchtime, and I was
Okay.
like, "You know what? I'm going to the fucking strip club. I'm gonna go look at some fucking hot bitches for
Yeah.
lunch. Yeah, I'll show that bitch. I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the strip club for lunch." So I went over to, ironically, the Crazy Horse over there by Tri-C in what is that? Bedford Heights or whatever,
Yeah.
Warrensville Heights,
Yep.
whatever town that is. And I go in there and they had like the lunch special going, and I was completely creeped out. I ended up having like one beer and leaving, and it just ended my anger at her because I went in, all the chicks looked like mom level threes.
Yeah.
All of them had kids recently, and they all just had like hanging skin and shit. It was
Well,
fucking,
that's what I said. They
yeah, it's
the
awful.
ones that are just, they're
Yeah.
worn out. They're not, you know,
Yeah,
ugh,
it was bad enough, but then the lunch that they had there that they offered was like a buffet lunch, and the girls that were working were also putting the food out. So I'm like looking at these fucking horrors that I wouldn't throw a dollar to, and they're handling all the food, fucking leaning over some roast beef or some fucking turkey or whatever, and I was just like, ugh, no, I got to get out of here.
yeah,
And so I just did. I just left. Had one beer, paid for a lunch that I didn't eat, and left. It
yeah,
was awful.
I would imagine. Yeah, I can't say that I would even think about eating something at a strip club.
Yeah, well, I wasn't always brilliant. I'm still not always brilliant.
Yeah, hey, let's go over there and get the lunch special.
Yeah, good idea. Well, you know how fat guys think. We're always thinking about food.
Right. Let's go have the box lunch.
Yeah. Instead of thinking, I'm going to go look at some hot chicks, I'm thinking, I need to go look at some hot chicks while I eat.
Well, what could be better? A plate full of food and hot naked girls.
Yeah. Stuffing my face with food and titties. That's perfect.
Yeah. Um, there was one time when I was still driving a truck. This was back in 2000 and I want to say it was like 2000 and no, it was 19. Let me see. I remember I was in Canada. I was in
Right.
where was I? I was up in Ontario, Canada. I'm trying to remember what town it was though. But anyway, I got into town early, and
Okay.
I didn't deliver till the next morning, and so I'm parked at this truck parking place, and just kind of bored. I got there at like 4 in the afternoon, and I wasn't going to be able to deliver till like 7 in the morning. So
Okay.
I had 13 hours to kill, and I'm just sitting
Right.
there and reading and stuff. And I saw across the way it looked like a club. I didn't know that it was a gentleman's club.
Sure.
And it was across the street from where I was parked, and so I thought, it got to be, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I was just like,
Right.
I'm kind of bored. I'm gonna wander across the street there and see what's going on in this club. Well, it just happened to be like I guess I guess it's a again gentleman's club. It wasn't
Okay.
the whole just a seedy stripper club. It was, it was a little more upscale than that. And I went in there, and Canadian strip clubs are different than the U.S. strip clubs. They don't have quite the restrictions, and
Oh,
so
okay.
this was complete nude, right?
All right.
And this was when the American exchange was the U.S. dollar was much higher than the Canadian dollar.
Okay.
And so so I'm sitting there watching these chicks. First of all, I walk in there, and I'm like wearing a leather jacket,
Mm-hmm.
and the gal at the door there, she goes, you can't wear that in here. And I said, what? She says, the jacket. I said, why? She says, well, because it signifies like you're in a motorcycle gang or something.
Oh, brother.
Because she goes, so you're going to have to check the jacket at the door. You can't wear it in here.
All right.
I said, all right. So I checked the jacket at the door. So I go in the place, and total nude chicks on the stage.
Yeah,
And I
nice.
was just like, oh, and they were pretty real good looking girls too. And they, just way better than I've seen
Mm-hmm.
in other places. And
Sure.
so after the girls were done with their act up on stage, they would come through the crowd asking if you want to table dance.
Sure.
And so there was this especially good looking girl who'd finished up her act on stage, and she comes walking through the crowd, and she come up to the table, and she says, would you like a table dance? And I'm just like, whoa, what do you get for that? And she says, it's $10.
All right.
$10, I whipped out a 20. I said, well, if it's 10, I said, what do I get for this? And I said, and she goes, well, I guess I'm yours to the end of the shift then.
Nice.
And so well, pull up a chair. And she says, well, you don't want to dance? I said, no, sit down and talk to me. I said, I'm just looking for some company. I'm not necessarily
All
interested
right.
in a table dance. So I'm sitting there, and we're just chit chatting. And she's like, where are you from? And what do you do? And all this other stuff, just the small talk. And, some song come on, and she says, I feel really guilty about sitting here. You gave me $20, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm not doing anything for you. She says, and I really like this song. I want to do something special for you.
Right.
I'm just like, okay. So she walks over, and she grabs this little soapbox, this
Okay.
little, I don't know, it's like 8 or 10 inches tall, this little wooden box.
Sure.
She brings it over, and she goes, pull your chair out. I said, all right. Then she goes, now spread your feet apart. And so I
All right.
spread my feet apart, and she puts this box in between my feet.
All right.
And then she gets up on this box, and she starts dancing around, taking off her clothes and stuff.
Right.
Now, mind you, with her elevated and me sitting in the chair,
Mm-hmm.
she's at this level.
Right.
Her ass is at this level, right?
Right. You're giving
So
her a colonoscopy.
she's dancing around on this box in front of me, doing her thing, and I'm not going to lie, she was pretty sexy. So
Sure.
she gets down full nude right in front of me.
Right.
She's dancing around. She bends over, puts her fingers between her leg, and spreads her pussy right in front of me.
Love it.
I mean, I'm literally this far from her.
Nice.
I'm just like, holy shit.
You should have said, can I help you with that?
so, so I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, wow. I'm thinking to myself, man, are the regulations here are way more lax than in the States.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So
That's awesome.
she got done with her little dance, and she says, what do you think? And I'm just like, yeah, pretty impressive. So she gets her clothes all back on and stuff, and sits down sits back at the table. And
Right.
she goes, well, you're a really nice guy and stuff. She says, you seem like a pretty upstanding guy. She goes, it's the end of my shift. She says, it's time for me to go home. She says, I know I never, you know, impose, but would you mind walking me out to my car?
All right.
And I'm just like, yeah, I said I was going to head back to my truck anyway. It's getting late anyhow. So I walked her back to her car and she says, yeah, my name is, yeah, I can't remember. This was so many years ago.
Right.
My name is so-and-so. She goes, yeah, if you ever get back up this way, come up and say hello to me. And, I'd love to see you again. You seem like a really decent dude. And she gave me a little kiss on the mouth,
Nice.
got
Wow.
on her car and took off. I went back to the truck and end of story.
Boy, you should have tried for the lot lizard act on that point. Sounds like she was ready to go.
Yeah, nice looking girl, but man, I'm telling you that was a good stripper experience.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That sounds fun.
$20.
Yeah, that ain't bad. That's great.
She would have done that for 10,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
yeah, $20. It was just like I just handed her 100 or something. Wow,
It's
okay,
hilarious for $20.
$20. I was like, wow, all right, $20. You're excited about that?
Yeah, here you go. Here's another 20. Let's see what else you'll do.
Exactly. Yeah, so strip clubs,
Yeah.
not everything that they're cracked up to be.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm just,
Yeah,
I know that makes me a poser on some level as much as I talk about pussy and sex, but I'm just not, strip clubs just never really did it for me.
yeah,
Just not my thing.
I agree.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.